Hey, you're back.
Yeah, but this reincarnation was terrible.
What happened? You end up not being the chosen hero with godlike magic and devoted companions?
No, that all still happened, but some people were really mean to me. Some people lied about me, and I was accused of crimes that I didn't commit, and even though I was eventually cleared and they were punished, I just don't think I'll ever be able to trust women again.
Wait, what?
Women are horrid, untrustworthy snakes who will accuse you of anything to make a buck. The only women you can trust are little girls or women you have power over. Yikes, that's enough of that. Not even as a joke. Have fun in the next life, shithead.
So let's get some cartoons and vodka and do them all night long. Are you ready for some fun? Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Oh.
Story time. I don't really go out of my way to read most isekai manga, but this one came with the extreme unrecommendation of a friend of mine, who read the light novel summary online and was just so disgusted that I knew I had to check it out. And then my fans voted for me to review it because me saying the funny swear words is like the highlight of their day. But before we really start digging into this one, I want to take a moment to talk about something. Okay, so a key element of Rise of the Shield Hero is that he enslaves a raccoon girl to do the fighting for him. He goes to a slave dealer, buys her, puts a magical enchantment on her that forces her to do whatever he says. And the manga goes to great lengths to justify him enslaving people. Considering how much of an angry, petulant shit the hero is, it wouldn't have been hard to frame him as the bad guy for enslaving people, but it never does that. In fact, there's a scene where the other characters from Earth notice that he has a slave and are like, what the hell, bro, and try and stop him because of course, and they're framed as the bad guys. As far as I'm concerned, the tacit endorsement of slavery makes this one of the most morally repugnant things I've ever looked at. But this is a comedy review show, and I'm not going to make jokes about slavery. So for this video, we're just going to take that slavery thing, put it to the side. It's not like there aren't other things for me to criticize and deconstruct. And if I feel it necessary, I will make a video addressing the Well Actually Brigade. Back to the regular video. Shield Hero opens with the standard 20-something attractive but in a non-threatening way otaku getting zapped into an alternate universe to be its chosen hero. But twist, he's not the only one there. There's 3 other dudes from Japan here to form a party of heroes. And another twist, our hero doesn't get a magic weapon, he gets a magic shield.
Double twist!
Then the story immediately starts indulging in its worrying obsession with Buckler Bro being a gifted hero of legend, but also everyone hates him and is mean to him for like no reason. The other heroes tease him for not having a real weapon, which is silly. These guys all say they play video games, so they should know you never go into a raid without a tank.
Oh my god, he just ran in. Save him! Oh geez, stick it clean!
There's also the issue of this nation's religion worshipping the 3 great weapons and treating the shield like it doesn't matter and as potentially untrustworthy. When I thought about this element for a bit, I realized it's actually really clever. The religion of this world is set up to worship the 3 weapons and treat the shield guy as untrustworthy, which immediately divides the 4 people from another world with unreasonable magic powers and a different value system. It stops them from teaming up to take on the existing social structure as represented by the church. This is a good idea, so it goes on this list. The quad is instructed to go train separately before the next scheduled demon invasion and are given an allowance for gear and some party members. But no one volunteers to go with Aegis ass until this hot mage feels bad for him and swaps from the Lance hero. They go on a shopping spree and he's all, "Oh thank you, you're so nice for helping me." Then in the morning it turns out she stole all his money and is accusing him of raping her. Well, hello there, most important moment of the story. Aren't you just the grossest thing? Yes you are, yes you are.
Yep, the mage who turns out to be a princess is lying about being raped, and we know this because of the cartoonishly smug evil grin she flashes guard Git. And this is where the turning point for the character happens. I'm not even lying, the rage he feels at being lied about and made fun of will guide his every single character action going forward. And all because that lying princess was...
Wait, why the hell did she cry rape?
This wasn't really something I noticed until my reread, but she doesn't seem to have an ulterior motive until Shield Bro thanks her for being nice, which apparently she takes as a sign of weakness she can exploit if I'm reading this face right. It's revealed later that she's actually second in line for the throne, so okay, power-hungry royalty, that's a solid character type. But her plan is to steal his money and what exactly? Accusing him of rape, I guess, earns her some sympathy points, but after that, she just latches onto and manipulates the Lance Hero, which she could have done without all these extra steps. And I definitely don't buy that she did it for the money. She's a princess. She has jewelry worth more than his weapon budget.
But of course it doesn't make any sense. Why would a plot point based in incel paranoia about false rape accusations make any sense?
So Pepe Shield is now really mad at the world, but women in general, and goes out monster hunting to make some money. Problem though, as the Shield hero, his attack stat is nil and doesn't really raise with the level. Basic monsters can't even damage him, but it takes ages for him to punch them to death. He's searching for any ideas when he's approached by your friendly neighborhood slave merchant, who kindly suggests that why don't you enslave someone to do the fighting for you? But don't worry, Pepe defends his honor as a not rapist to the slave dealer, cause that's what's important right now. He's initially looking for a male slave, but when he spots Tanooki Girl, he's all, wait, if I get a female slave, tormenting her will be like vicariously tormenting that princess. I'll take her, and can you put a bow on it?
What can I say but We're gonna take a commercial break while I bleach my tongue.
Feeling tired, not able to do the things you enjoy. Have you tried collapsing from exhaustion? Collapsing from exhaustion is a great way to recharge your batteries and can be done anywhere. At home, at work, even while driving. Just a few minutes of collapsing from exhaustion and you'll be raring to go. Ask your doctor if collapsing from exhaustion is right for you.
Probably the most annoying thing about Tanooki Girl is that she is, on paper, an excellent character.
We eventually learn that Raccoon Girl is from a village of animal people where the Shield hero isn't considered a leper and instead is remembered as a friend to the animal people who don't seem to get equal rights. Unfortunately, her parents were killed and the village destroyed in the first demon attack that the heroes hadn't been summoned for yet. So let's pretend for a second that he isn't magically forcing Tanooki Girl to fight for him and instead he just found her or something and started feeding her. And eventually he asks her to fight for him since she has an actual attack stat. Tanooki very much wants to get revenge for her family and stop other families from suffering her same fate. But she's also like 10 and extremely uncomfortable with violence. Then you've got a mentor figure who has to train a child soldier but feels guilty about it, and a child that isn't naturally inclined to combat but feels like they have to become a warrior because of trauma.
That is a killer dynamic. Lot of ways you can take that, and it even fits with the shitty human being of a protagonist we currently have. But no, it stops being any good after she gets older for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently if you level up as a demi-human, your body grows to match your level. It's weird, but her new busty form causes Lance Bro to take a shine to her and try to free her from slavery, because of course he would! Challenging someone who has almost no attack power to a duel doesn't seem very fair, but Shield Bro brought some monsters who literally can't damage him to do the fighting for him.
That's a funny gag.
But he loses because the princess cheated, and then Tanooki is like, I didn't ask to be saved. Oh, by the way, master, I may have the mind of a child, but I have the body of an adult. The more common form of this trope is the ancient entity in the body of a small girl. In fact, the manga does this exact same thing later with this Queen Chocobo who can turn into a little girl for reasons. You see it fairly regularly in anime and vampire stories. This is the first time I've seen the reverse used outside of something like Big or a Born Sexy Yesterday character. Tanooki lived a presumably normal however many years of childhood, but after like a month of slaying demons, she's a Victoria's Secret model and has bonded to an adult man. The implications of this are disgusting and I hate this so much.
At least Goblin Slayer had good fight scenes to balance out the crap.
The fights aren't the worst thing I've ever seen, but the manga skips a lot of the leveling up segments. While that certainly keeps the pace up, it also means that I have basically no idea what powers Shield Bro or really anyone else is gonna pull out. His divine shield absorbs all kind of weird powers from defeated monsters that he just uses like we know that he can. Oh no, how are we going to get out of this scrape? We'll use this special shield power I literally just got. Oh, thank God you're here, Shield Senpai. Let me smother you in love back at camp. And he's not the only one. We don't spend a lot of time with the other heroes, so they just have powers. But even Tanooki Girl just suddenly has light powers that let her turn invisible, I guess? The battles with the demon invasions are weak because we mostly watch Shield Bro really uncharacteristically focus on protecting civilians, while the other heroes try to out-hero each other. The only good fight was with the Pope, who had a bunch of support mages supercharging a divine weapon, which was tactically fun even if it completely undercuts the religion is an evil tool of enforcing the status quo with a Frollo-style megalomaniac. That gets concluded when the queen of the land rolls in with her magic sexy ninja squad and arrests the evil princess and the king because she's tired of them pitting the heroes against each other. Yeah, some hitherto unseen character just shows up and arrests all the major characters, making the protagonist's life difficult and offers them up to his mercy, which he has none and immediately calls for their deaths.
Open the head!
We need to talk about Shield Bro now. He is a grumpy, nihilistic, self-obsessed jerk. And the story loves him.
I know that sounds weird considering he got just utterly kicked to shit on the first day, but hear me out. The consequences and framing of the story always bend to support the shield hero. Of course, the clearest example is he enslaves someone, but it's okay because she's happy with it. But there's also the clumsy criticisms launched at the other heroes. Just as an example, Sword Hero kills a dragon and just leaves the corpse, which turns into a zombie dragon that Shield Fuck bumps into during another mission. And then he gets all holier than thou at the Sword Hero for not doing a thorough enough job.
A solid enough critique of non-heroic people cast in the role of hero. Were it not coming out of the mouth of a miserable, money-obsessed incel.
The single defining trait of Pepe Shield is how he reacts to being accused of rape. He's crushed, but channels that into an abusive fuck everyone attitude that's just really venomous. He visibly hates this place and only does hero work because it's the only way he knows how to make money for food, so all his interactions with the peasantry are full of him asking for payment before he does anything. Anytime he does something really shitty, like say enslave a woman because he can't trust anyone who might betray him, it's justified because he has trauma. Having trauma does not justify further shitty behavior.
Also, let's not forget that his trauma stems from a false rape accusation, a disingenuous MRA talking point used to shut down discussion when people point out that women aren't believed when they report rapes. False rape accusations are so infrequent as to be statistically insignificant.
At one point, Incel Shield gets himself a magic cursed shield that burns anyone who attacks it with cursed flame. It's framed as a dark, corrupting power he shouldn't use, but Pepe doesn't really seem to give a shit, and uses it a lot anyway since it's one of his few attacks. It's activated by his hatred of the world, but most specifically his anger at the princess. I'm gonna play a reading from the book Bang by pickup artist and rapist Roosh V.
When she would ask me to study, I'd lie and say I was studying alone, only for her to find my study group late at night in the library. I started feeling good for treating her poorly. I hated her and everything that she stood for, which was my failure amid women.
The entire point of this story is to make the reader feel vicarious joy from watching Pepe being mad at the world and this woman in particular. The princess isn't a real functioning character, she's just here to be as hateful as possible. Even when her lies are obviously caught and she has been slave-branded to prevent her from lying, she tries repeatedly to lie through the magic when an even half-decent conniver would have realized the only move is to play pathetic and beg for mercy. Pepe has none and calls for her death with zero hesitation. And though I refuse to verify this for my own sanity, apparently in the original light novel, this princess is tortured repeatedly. Shield Hero is a story of a man embracing the power of hate. He hates things, and that makes him powerful. But it also doesn't stop him from being framed as the good guy because the author decided that all the people he hates are worse than him. It's a fantasy of you being absolutely right that the people you don't like are beneath you and evil, and you are in the right no matter how you act because they hurt you. And the poster child for the people you hate this author chose was a power-hungry sexual woman who doesn't fuck you because you were too much of a nice guy, but don't worry, you can find comfort in the arms of literal children.
So I didn't like this one very much. As Marie Kondo would say, it did not spark joy. Not even a little. Next month, we're going to be taking a look at Bride's Story because it's a cute story with beautiful artwork, and I need something light after this one. Till next time.